Comcast and NBC Universal set to unveil their streaming service, Peacock, to their investors today. We'll get a closer look at the company's streaming strategy at their investor meeting about 4 o'clock Eastern Time. But joining us now is our senior reporter, Michelle Castillo, giving us the Streaming Wars update. Michelle, great to see you. Guys, really quickly, can we go back to that live stream that NBC Universal has with Peacock? This is supposed to be the hatching that's happening. The Peacock has so far not hatched yet.
They haven't even cracked the egg.
Yeah, the egg
yet.
is not cracked open, so I guess we'll keep looking at that.
People are throwing things at the screen, though.
What? Just waiting, just waiting?
No. I mean, like sometimes shirts will show up.
Oh,
so there was
on purpose?
Yes, so there was a Parks and Rec shirt that was thrown in, and there was also a shirt that was thrown in that referenced Friday Night Lights. So
Oh,
but I'm like,
full heart.
So we'll keep watching this. We'll see
Okay.
when the Peacock gets hatched. But in terms of what they've done so far, we're hearing a little bit more about the original programming strategy of what they're thinking. So it's not just the Office and Parks and Rec reruns that you're getting. You'll be getting something else.
yeah, so they're going to have 14,000 hours of entertainment on the streaming service.
Is that original content or
No,
just total?
overall. They
Wow.
spent $2 billion on content, but a lot of that was licensing rights. For The Office, they paid already $500 million just to get it for 5 years. But we're gonna have original shows. We're gonna get a new Punky Brewster.
Yes, Soleil Moon Frye is in that,
definitely,
right?
yeah.
Bringing her
And
back.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh my God, he's still, yes, I love
He's
Freddie
still
Prinze Jr.
alive, yes.
Yes, I haven't seen him in forever.
The show is about, she's now a single mother of 3 kids, I'm not lying.
Wow.
And Freddie Prinze Jr. is her ex-husband who pops in and out of the picture.
Guys, I am watching this.
I did a
one.
lot of research today on this.
Yes,
Yeah.
plus they're doing like a Battlestar Galactica
Yes.
reboot as well.
And Saved by the Bell.
Yes, right.
And they're gonna feature a transgender cheerleader.
Yes, Mazel Tov, that's great.
So, and I think the original cast is all in talks or already signed to join back. So you
Right.
have those to look forward to. They're also doing, if anyone listened to Dr. Death, the podcast, they're going to do a recreation of that on air. So we'll learn a little bit more. Investor Days at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, and we'll learn a little bit more about what the services are. But it seems from the reports, it's going to be free for Comcast subscribers, $5 for an ad-supported version, and $10 for a premium version, which may include the back catalog of The Office and additional things.
So when we say original content here, it feels like it's reboots, remakes, retellings.
Something you've already been familiar
yeah,
with.
exactly. It's not totally original. Do you think that's going to be the strategy for Peacock going forward, is just recreate things that people are already familiar with?
I mean, it works for people, right? Like it's a nostalgia factor. Disney Plus really played well on that. I think that's what Comcast is looking at, really reminding people that what they're known for. They've already built a lot of franchises. I mean, some stuff that they own include they own the Fast and Furious, they own Back to the Future, so you'll see those movies on that service. So they're really relying on a lot of that. The Real Housewives, I think, might be heading to Peacock
I've
as
heard
well.
that too,
Yeah,
yes. Because you know that impacts me, so that's of course why I paid
well, the
attention to it.
Kardashians are going there, and I
Yes.
watch the Kardashians religiously,
go.
so
Right.
I will be watching that.
Well, there was a report a while ago from CNBC that there was one way they were testing was just essentially a free version for everybody essentially to get it. And the argument was is that we're so oversubscribed, too many subscription services, that might be the way to get people into this. Why do you think at the end of the day maybe they chose to have a $5 and a $10 version of this rather than just a free one that everybody's getting and they're all just getting the ad-supported model?
Well, that's a really interesting question. I think that they're still toying with that in a way. There is rumors that they're going to buy Xumo. They're in advanced talks. The Wall Street Journal reported that, and that is it's basically like a TV replacement that's a free ad-supported service. You have the same channel guide as if you were watching on cable. So I think Comcast is trying to hedge their bets. Look, in the last in 2018, 4.1% of cable subscribers unsubscribe from the top 5 companies, and it's only increasing. So they're a telecommunications company. Their main business is in cable, but if they can start shifting towards the future, towards these cord cutters, even if it means it's free for now, they can make money on the ad-supported end. I think that's what they're looking at.
How would an acquisition of Xumo change the landscape for Comcast in the streaming wars? And where would you kind of rank them in the hierarchy pre this Peacock launch?
Xumo or
For both, just how they kind of stand in
Because it's almost like
streaming wars.
Viacom bought Pluto, you
Right.
know, and it's almost like we're seeing these big companies
Yeah.
get these smaller providers.
So people have been referring to Peacock as I read somewhere they're calling it the last of phase 1 of the
Right.
streaming wars. I really don't think it is. I think it's the start of the ad-supported streaming services. So I think, as you pointed out, Baker, people are getting sick of paying $10 here, $7 here, and they're starting to look for ad-supported experiences because they're a lot cheaper. Even at $5 a month, that's still cheaper than Netflix, which is about $13. and you're getting a lot more content, and you're getting shows that actually, frankly, were on Netflix to begin with. And on top of that, advertisers are trying to find ways to buy into this streaming ecospace. And out of the top subscription services, only Hulu really takes advertising. So I think it automatically gives Peacock a bump up, even if they won't beat Netflix on subscriber numbers, just because they can get in that ad revenue. And so, as I would rank them, I'd be curious. I think they might come in a little bit early, a little bit higher than most people expect, because they'll get the base from Comcast. And I think if it's free for people or $5 a month, people might check it out, especially if they get the Xumo-style TV channels, because then they can really cut the cord and have like a basic package to give them linear entertainment. Another issue that people are facing right now is it's just really hard to find what you want to watch because there's so many streaming services out there.
Point.
So I spoke to the CEO of Xumo at CES, and he mentioned that's a problem that he thinks that's going to need to be solved for in the next 10 years. He's noticing a lot of passive viewing. Like, people just want to flip through channels because they don't know exactly. They don't know what episode of The Real Housewives they want to watch at that exact moment. So he thinks there's going to be a rise of a lot of these more Xumo-style, Pluto TV-style services where you can just, it's all curated for you and you just have to scroll through and find something you want.
We're going to be getting all the information later this afternoon. You'll no doubt have all of that as well. Can we go back to the Peacock egg really quickly just to make sure it hasn't hatched during this interview? Okay, nope, still hasn't hatched yet. We're continuing to monitor that, guys. And of course, when the Peacock hatches, we will get it to you, or at least Michelle Castillo will. Good to see you, Michelle. Thank you so much for joining us.